Yeah. It sounds like we have like bad cell phone connection trying to listen to the audio.
All right. Here we go. Stand by. Let me pull the.
Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
Don't like that. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Well, boys, episode number 351 is here. It is here. Welcome to the show. This is DTC. The Commanders with a big win at home against the Raiders. Maybe some nefarious things happening around the league. Andy's got some theories, and I'm excited to get into them. We've got the foursome in studio via the cameras and the microphones. 20's here, Dollars here, FP is here. Boys, we got to start, obviously, in D.C. No Jaden Daniels, and I'm just going to say it. The offense looked better without him. Sorry to say it, but Terry McLaurin's been averaging 2 catches a game. He had 2 in the first quarter. He had a nice big grab. I think they gypped him on a long touchdown catch also. I think they should have just given it to him. You know, he got paid what, $100 million? Just let him freaking score a touchdown. I don't think he's got a touchdown in the season yet. But regardless, the Skins win, and they look good doing it. Now, is this more, FPR, and I see you shaking your head, is this more Skins being good, or is this more Raiders being terrible?
This is Raiders being terrible.
Oh, come on.
It's the freaking Raiders. Come on. Geno Smith is not good. Ashton Jeanty just still has a lot to learn. He doesn't know how to block. The O-line is terrible. We had, 5 sacks, 6 sacks, 7 sacks? How many sacks did we have?
A lot of sacks.
Okay, that's all you need to know, that the offense is terrible and the team is bad, is if our team has over 5 sacks. Come on.
So you're still down on this defense?
The defense had a great showing against a weak team.
Which part of the defense?
The rush defense and the linebackers.
Yes.
The secondary got torched.
They got
ripped. Been torched. Yes.
They got ripped. And listen, 2 weeks in a row.
It's garbage time, though. Just garbage time.
No, it doesn't matter if it's
game's still going,
time.
Right, Andy?
You still had your ones in. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Garbage time.
They got ripped. What was the kid's name from the Raiders? I think he was a rookie. No? Isn't a rookie?
Yeah, like Trey.
8 for 145.
Trey Tucker, I think.
Yeah, I was expecting
that guy's he's not a rookie though.
Well, he shouldn't be catching 8
He's
for
a nobody
and 3 touchdowns or whatever, right? I mean, or 2 touchdowns, whatever it was. It was a lot of yards on a lot of catches. But I want to bring this back, Andy. I mean, we all watched the game, but Marcus looked good leading this team, and minus the fumble, right? He had a nice 25+ yard scramble, right? I think he still thought he was at Oregon. Somebody said it was perfect, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know where he thought he was, but
if you take
Marcus
Mariota's numbers, just his numbers alone, he's got like a 7 in like the past 4 games that he's come in relief or whatever. Just his stats on the Commanders the past 2 years. He is the number 1 quarterback in the league if you're looking at stats alone. He's got like a 78% completion percentage. He's got X amount of rushing yards, 0 interceptions, all touchdowns. But Marcus Mariota is he's the
perfect backup.
He's a great backup for the scheme that we run. Like Jaden Daniels is better in every single aspect variable that Marcus Mariota offers. He does everything better.
All right, I'm going to make the counter argument here, okay? the Raiders going into this week having to prepare for JD5 are preparing for a bunch of different looks, different packages. Yeah, Jaden can do it all. There's a lot of smiling and running away and this and that. Marcus just, I think I don't know if it factors in at all that he used to be a Raider. I don't know if there was a revenge factor here. I don't think any of that actually matters at the professional level, maybe in some cases, but he's a journeyman quarterback at this time. I don't think this isn't a get right game or like a get over game for him. I don't think he cares. I think he's happy to be in DC. But Marcus can make every single throw on the field. Does anyone disagree with me?
No.
He proved
he's a Heisman winning quarterback. He's still very talented.
With many years of starter experience in the NFL, identifying defenses pre-snap, calling out adjustments, and running offenses. I'm not going to say he was very good at it everywhere else. This system with him, it just looked at times, and I said it a little tongue-in-cheek to start the show, they just looked more comfortable doing some things that I haven't seen Jaden do this year. Maybe I'm overanalyzing. Maybe I'm overthinking.
Like what, though? What? The RPO, they ran a ton with Mariota. They ran 0 RPOs with Jaden Daniels last week.
Well, and I think that's part of the argument here. That's what I'm saying. He also he releases the ball super fast. Jaden has a tendency to hold. Again, maybe it's recency theory or recency bias. I don't know. I felt like Mariota was slinging it quick when it was handed to him. I felt like he was making adjustments at the line that Jaden.
There's a lot of factors that come into it, right? Like the Raiders defense. Listen, the Packers defense, even the Giants defense, when they went against the Chargers Sunday night for 3.5 quarters, they were a phenomenal defense against Patrick Mahomes. So when you factor in the defenses, when you factor in the O-line changes that we did, which was a huge boost, right? Those O-line changes almost negate week 1 and week 2 of what we saw out of Jaden Daniels because they actually had time and they actually had the ability to hold themselves up and get the run game going. Like so much got improved by the O-line moving up, but just Marcus Mariota, like there was some debate when we brought him in as the backup after we drafted Jaden. Some people hated it. Some people loved it. I forgot who was on what side of it, but the truth is AP and DQ and whoever the decision makers were, they saw what Jaden Daniels is, what his talent is, how he's going to fit Cliff's scheme. And then they went out and they found somebody that was not that far removed from the same talent and the same pool of skill that Jaden has. And they're like, okay, that's our guy. So when it comes in, when you can lose Jaden and insert Marcus Mariota, sure, the playbook shrinks maybe a little bit, maybe 5-10%. It shrinks a little bit more because you're not going to trust the mobility as much as you would trust it with Jaden, but your playbook's almost identical, right? So whatever practice you had all week with Jaden behind center, it's the same practice that's going to work for Marcus as long as he has that same touch and timing with his skill players, which we saw he did. Then you're good. You don't really miss a beat, and that's just top-down, really good team management. That is what you see with like the Ravens. That's what you see with all the other
offensive
teams.
line.
Yeah,
it's the offensive line. The changes to the offensive line were obvious. The guy, what's his name? Chris Paul, right?
Yes.
They put Chris Paul in and took Brandon Coleman out or shifted him at left guard. I don't know what they did.
Chris Paul's been here for a while. He knows the scheme. I mean, he's a known commodity.
Where was Max Crosby, right? Like,
yeah, Max. Actually, that's a good question. I'm gonna go look him up.
Our boy Connerly, he held his ground.
Max went 4 tackles, 3 assists, 1 sack. I mean, he was fine. I guess he was fine, but
he didn't disrupt the game.
He didn't disrupt the game. The only thing I would challenge that FP said is I think you're right. The playbook likely didn't change a whole lot. I actually think maybe just knowing Cliff, he may have added a couple things in there. Like Marcus historically loves his tight ends. They had somebody put it in our offline chat. Ben Sinnott saw more snaps than any other tight end, right? Like I think there was some comfort factors and things that they did do to tweak. Zach Ertz is an excellent pass catcher. He's not really going to sell unblocked anymore at this point in his career. Maybe that factors in as well. I'm not 100% sure. I want to bring 20 in and ask a question about his former boy Debo, right? Debo started the game hot, really hot. And then I don't think his number was called after the second half of the second quarter. It was largely basically nothing in the second half. And he had a tendency to do this with San Francisco as well. But If my eyes don't deceive me, I think his final line was 3 carries for 18 yards and 2 catches. I think 2 for 10, somewhere in that range. It was not a whole lot of production out of Debo. Now, and frankly, and admittedly, they didn't need it on the ground because McNichols and C-Rod, like the boys, did just fine, and Ja'Cory too. But what do they do with Debo now? Like, what do you do with him if you're not going to run him deep and you're not going to run him, out of the backfield? What are you doing with him?
I think after that, kick return in the beginning of the game, I think you guys are lucky he didn't die on the field. He looked winded after that run. The way you use Debo, or the way that we used to use him in San Francisco, like I told you guys this before, he's a hybrid running back, wide receiver. You need to pitch him the ball. You need to get him running a little bit more, and just like let him get, head of steam and just let him run downhill. He is good at the screen pass. That's his bread and butter right there. So use him really on like long third downs. He runs hard. They call him Debo for a reason. So that's how you should use him. Now, whether or not they needed him on Sunday, I'm not sure they really needed that out of him on Sunday. The Raiders for sure struggled. Their defense was struggling. And I will say about Marcus Mariota, he looked great, right? But Marcus Mariota did this against, I think he did this last year too, and it was against the Panthers. So he's not really
and Cowboys.
And the Cowboys. He pulled out he had a good game.
So
I don't think anyone should be afraid of Marcus going into the lineup. I mean, that's really the main takeaway here, right? And it looks like Jaden is likely to miss. Is that what we're seeing here? Is
likely to miss, but it's also you're going against a Falcons team that got goose egged against the Panthers. So
that was very embarrassing.
And that's technically a second revenge game for Mariota.
Was he a Falcon too?
He came in. He came in as a Falcon to be their perfect stopgap, and then the year after they brought in Kirk. After he kind of just up and quit on the Falcons.
You're right. You're right. I mean, there isn't much else to say about the Raiders. I mean, unless you guys want to talk about something specific. The run game, I think we need to talk about just for a second here. Just touch on it. I want Ja'Cory to get more touches, but for that to happen, he needs to learn how to pick up a blitz, right? I mean, he's like, how quickly can he pick up blitzes and learn to take direction pre-snap so he can be in the right position? Because I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like we got something with him. Like, he's got the speed, he's got the grit. We'll see if he can catch balls out of the backfield. I think he caught one on one target, but I want to see more of him and less of the committee. I don't know.
I love the committee. I love the committee. Bring me the committee all day long.
I don't know why you love the committee.
If you have McNichols, who is going to bull rush through, break free, and get a touchdown. And then you have Crawford, who has pretty good speed. And then you have Bill, who's a little bit of both. And I was watching Bill intently. He picked up some good blocks on Sunday. They're definitely coaching him up on it.
His also has gone up. Went up significantly this week.
Yeah, and I think the more I hated that I said it, but like the addition by subtraction when Eckler was out. These they're not young guys, but these prove it guys that we have in McNichols and Crawford, they're really, really good. And the running back position in general, you really just need to know your assignment, have like the right mindset, and then just go out and perfectly execute. And I think with the committee you have it, and I think Bill seeing those two guys and kind of that three-headed monster that we have will take a little bit of pressure off of him. I do want to see him be sort of emerge as your RB1, but I think the committee is working perfect, and I think it might work even better when Jaden comes back, and I think addressing the line the way that we did definitely helped. And then even like 20 said, when you loop in Debo as like RB4 or RB 3.5, whatever you want to do, it's not a weakness on the offense that I think we thought it was after losing B-Rob. And then I think that we thought it was after the Packers game, especially with Eckler. I don't think it's necessarily weakness. And I think Cliff is perfectly prepared to kind of go running back by committee. And really, when you look at the Lions, it's technically running back by committee. It's just 2 star guys, right? Like almost all the teams have that. Even the Packers, they brought in the other thick-thighed guy after Josh Jacobs to come run for him. Like
he's a big Packers guy.
Yeah, but everyone's kind of doing that. There's no more true RB1 in the league anymore. And the ones that do have it in Saquon and the Ravens and Derrick Henry, they have their own problems, their own things to work through.
I got some things to say about.
But I will say for Debo really quick to defend him a little bit. All in all, I think he was 5 touches for 85 yards. I think it was like 2 catches, 67, three rushes for 18, something stupid like that. But when you look at a stat line of 5 touches for 85, just in general,
what game are you talking about?
The Raiders game.
Are you giving him credit for the return yards too?
No, he had 2 receptions, 67 yards, and 3 rushes for 18. Am I wrong?
Debo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Debo had 2 for 11.
Rushing or catching?
No, catching.
No.
Hold on.
2 for 67.
He had 2 receptions for 67 yards?
What game is this? I'm looking at the box.
Maybe I'm counting in the
21st. Wait.
Am I counting in the kick return?
Yeah. I think you're giving him credit for his run. Look, I want him on the field and I want him touching the ball more. It feels like Cliff hasn't exactly figured out where he wants him consistently. And yeah, the Raiders stink. Okay. And honestly, the Falcons stink too. And I would prefer that we don't see Jaden. Like if he's actually injured, I don't want him on the field. Like there is nothing to gain in week 4 of the season beating the Falcons. The way they played also, like, I don't know. Are they challenging for a playoff spot? Like, does this game actually matter in the grand scheme of things? I know you want to win them all or win as many as you can, but I don't care about the Falcons. And if the trade-off is no JD5 and maybe you lose the game or it's closer than you like, or like, great. If you can go down there and win, great. But if you lose this one, I don't think it impacts you. If he's injured, which it sounds like he's actually injured, I don't want him on the field. I'd rather lose to the Falcons than win with an injured Jaden. I don't see any value in playing Jaden. And now the real concern, and Andy, I'll throw this one to you. It appears that your boy McLaurin is also injured. Like, we're talking quad injuries now. Like, now we're in trouble land, trouble territory.
So no one's going to like what I have to say, right? But I think if we lose McLaurin for a couple of weeks, like, are we really going to miss him?
Oh,
are we really going to miss him?
Where was this guy? But he was getting shellacked week in and week out for saying he's asking too much. He's too old, too much.
He's still a great wide receiver. He's a safety blanket, some would say. Like, he's still the go-to guy. And I think the chemistry is still there. We did miss on a couple deep balls to McLaurin, or JD5 did a couple games ago. So the stats could be there. It's just a couple inches off, right? Like, it's a game of inches and feet, maybe, whatever. If he gets injured, a couple guys have to step up in the wide receiver room. Maybe use Debo a little bit differently. But, I do think that the defense is
McCaffrey. Can we talk about my guy, Luke?
We can.
Love
but
for
let
Luke.
me finish my thought here about Debo real quick. I think Debo demands a certain type of respect from defenses, especially the way that we use him in our offense. And I think Matt LaFleur's offensive philosophy is kind of the same. They always bring him in motion, right? And then they loop him around the running back, behind the halfback, and then go back the other way. That like freezes the linebackers. You have to take like 2 seconds to figure out if it's going to the running back, if it's going back to Debo in the other direction, or if we're going to pass it, I think just the thought of Debo on the field in motion, schematically, you pause a defense. I think that's probably his biggest
and maybe
role.
It gives you that half a second. I'm with you on that. But if Terry's going to miss time, Debo can't be a decoy. He's going to have to actually go catch the ball. Like, they're going to have to.
What? Noah Brown is hurt, right? Noah Brown's out. Not Debo. Terry could be out. So who does that leave us with? That leaves us with,
Jalen Lane, Chris Moore, Luke.
Chris Moore.
Yeah. Committee. We're literally going committee, right? And look, Jalen Lane looked pretty good. It looked like he had space here and there. Ertz obviously is serviceable. There's nothing about the Falcons that scare me to the point of Like I said, even if you go down there and you lose, it doesn't matter. That team is pathetic. They're not going to be contending for a playoff spot. You don't want to lose it, but I'd rather lose it and get everybody healthy for weeks 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 than play and risk a more significant injury to Terry McLaurin or to JD5. Like it's just not worth it. I mean, someone tell me I'm wrong. It's not worth it. Like just go down there.
I don't think our organization, I don't think our coaches and our organization will put any of these players at risk. I really don't. I think it's a new era. They're protecting these players. Like, 4 years ago, you think JD5 would have played against the Raiders? Probably,
Snyder never would have benched his shiny new toy.
Yeah, Snyder, Ron Rivera, get out there on the field.
The focus was different, right? It was on jersey sales and
now it's about we have a true
protect
Super Bowl window cracking open, not fully open, cracking open. Protect our asset. And I think, listen, I will be, as my tagline says, the voice of reason. Yes, you will miss Terry if he is not on that field, because Terry is good enough that every defense knows they're probably putting cornerback 1 on Terry, right? Or they're shading to his side of the field. The safety has eyes on Terry's side. That's just from a schematic sense, you miss not having Terry on the field. And Debo can be serviceable. And maybe, you could ask 20. There's been a couple games where Debo had to be the guy, the deep threat, and he can go and he can get those 60-yard bombs. And that's something he's capable of. It's not something he does week in and week out, but Debo has that skill set. And Jalen Lane is that top speed, high end. I called it when we drafted him like a Deshaun Jackson-like talent, where maybe this is the week where Cliff goes, all right, let's air it out, right? Like, let's see what Marcus Mariota can do. Let's air it out. Like, let's use another week without Jaden Daniels as preseason 4, preseason 5, and see what we can really figure out and see what plays work with the personnel that we have. Like I said last week, I think Cliff is still just kind of getting used to his new stable of weapons. And he knows that it's not exactly going to be like last year. Like when you lose OZ and you lose some of these other guys, it's not going to be the exact same type of plays.
But FP Jalen's emergence would negate a lot of that OZ stuff, right? Because he's got, and look, he looked good returning punts. Someone tell me otherwise, right? He averaged a quarter of the field on every return, right?
And I think seeing that, you're probably going to see going into Sunday, you're probably going to see jet sweeps with Jalen over Debo.
And why not? And
because
honestly,
he needs that running start, and if he can hit the hole and go, there you go.
That's your guy, and I know you're gonna pump him up here, but I would like to see it, right? Try some things against Atlanta, right? It doesn't matter if you win 3-0 or 30-0. A win is a win, and I think the team that was on the field for the Skins on Sunday against the Raiders can go beat the Falcons as well. I don't think there's a significant home field advantage. Penix looked atrocious.
Kirk needs to come in.
Yeah,
Redskins lore is Kirk gets the start against us and looks like vintage.
That's the scary part here, and if it comes down to special teams in particular, there was a lot of hate towards Matt Gay in the offline chat, a lot, right? You miss from 34 and then you hit from 44 and 56 or whatever it is. I don't know.
Kick out of bounds.
What did they? Yeah, that's true too. What does this like? I want to go back to Hopkins. Like we've had, or Seibert. There was some here in that late Rivera window that didn't stink, and Hopkins in particular, he had like a great.
Joey Sly is doing fantastic with Tennessee.
I'll take Zane Gonzalez, the guy with the Twitch, and give me him back.
Graham Gano is still in the league. I think he's still kicking for the Giants. They're literally half of the league. Half of the kickers in the league right now were at one-time Redskins.
Yes,
the whole freaking league. And here we go again. Special teams in particular was highlighted on Sunday. Eagles got, just big plays. Obviously, the Washington on paper had a good special teams day. They did, right? Anytime you get a touchdown on a return of any kind, you're doing okay. The Jets had a block that was so impressive, and the Eagles got 2, right? And here we are in DC basically saying, well, I guess Matt Gay's the best available, so we'll just keep going with it.
If you want to look at it
there,
if you want to look at it that way, the Rams had a field goal kicker get blocked and it got returned. Tampa Bay had a field goal kicker get blocked and it got returned, right? Like there's a lot of good kickers out there that are making the same mistakes. And I think field goal, like place kicking in general this year is off, right? Because all of a sudden a 6-yard field goal for half the league looks like a chip shot. And for the other half of the league,
that's an excellent point. I vividly remember when somebody was attempting like a 45 or a 50-yarder. It was literally like
Sports Center top 10 worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a big deal. There's guys that are kicking like 65 in warm-ups.
Aubrey's one of the best kickers, and he just made a 65-yarder.
Yeah, well, Bates on Monday night for the Lions, they went out. I mean, granted, it's to close the half, but they're like, yeah, sure, go try 67-yarder.
Yeah.
Like, right. And nobody was sitting there like, no way. We were just kind of waiting to see if it happened.
When did this happen? Like, when did they all have, like, when did they grow like bionic kicking legs? Like, how does this happen in half of one generation? We go from, Chip Lowmiller, kicking, 63 yards, or it was Matt Prater. Somebody was 63 yards was the NFL record. It was a huge deal. And now we got guys like consistently flirting with 70. And what's the trade-off here too? I guess this is the question within the question. If you got a guy who can boot it from 65, do you live with the 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 because you have a shot at the crazy big leg kick if you need it? Like I think you have to. I think you have to live with.
Yeah, but then you're gonna get into sort of like the psychological behind the kicker on it, and if he sees himself miss a 40-yarder, a 45-yarder, does he go out there and think he can just kill?
But you have a shot, right?
You have a shot, but I also think a lot of it comes back with. I think a lot of it is just special teams in general. I think it's majority of it is effort, right? If your special teams goes out there and they believe they can get the block, and they actually try to push the line and get their hands up and do the fundamentals, I think they go out there and they're the ones that make the difference, right? But when you have a lot of special teams now, the guys are on special teams because they couldn't quite cut it as the starter in their actual position, so they kind of go in and some are excited, some phone it in, some don't really care. They go through the motions, get the kick over with whatever. But then there's if your coaching is good, you're going to tell these guys like, hey, like this is still a huge part of the game. Go and prove your worth and be like a Revo. Go be a special teams guy that does so good that you're undrafted to Pro Bowl. So all of a sudden, when we have an injury, we're going to bring you up.
Sure.
And I think you see it, right? Like the good teams coaching wise, they get really good return out of their special teams. The Steelers have it with Danny Smith. And I've said it ever since we lost Danny Smith back from the Shanahan Gruden era and older, I think. He was like our best special teams coach ever. And we kind of never had special teams issues through the dark years of Snyder. Special teams was actually never really an issue.
That's fair. But do you expect them to do something with Matt Gay? Does anyone expect the team to move on from Matt Gay, or do you just? I
think if somebody really good becomes available,
like who? Like Younghoe Koo became available, but is he really good?
He's not really good.
He's not good.
Me personally, I'm ready to ride it out and then see if Justin Tucker comes back after week 10 and get him.
I mean,
he's done. He's done.
But Justin Tucker down the stretch, FP, he did not kick well for Baltimore.
He did not. That's probably because behind the scenes he was dealing with a lot of.
I don't want to have to. But in reality, right? If you're going to judge him based on his on-field performance, he did not kick well for Baltimore. Like he fell off a cliff the back half of last season.
But I think a lot of it is mental, and we've seen it, especially with the kickers that we get rid of. Change of scenery goes a long way for place kickers.
Yeah, but FP, like, and Joe, why is it so hard to find a good kicker? Like, a good place kicker should not be this difficult, you know? And I'm with FP.
Define good.
Like someone who you don't have to have this conversation about.
Yeah,
are they going to keep him? Should they get rid of him?
That's
and
fair,
this happens all across the league. And I'm with FP. Like, let's give special teams defense some flowers here. He's right. They've been coming out, a lot of these teams, and putting in a lot of effort to block some of these kicks, but a lot of these missed ones just don't make sense. How are you missing from like 20 yards? It doesn't make sense to me. The Cowboys, right? But the Cowboys go out and find Aubrey, who used to play soccer like 3 years ago, and this guy doesn't miss, and he's great.
Yeah, but there's a trade-off with that too. The soccer-style kickers, and I only know this because I went way down this rabbit hole about a year ago. The soccer-style kickers they can kick it and they can hit it from 70 yards, but the trajectory is so low that you and I can go out there and block it, right? Like it's a different.
Aubrey doesn't get blocked.
Aubrey's he's a freak, right? He's got
it's
a
like
lot
how
of
me and Andy play beer pong, right? There's the high arc and then there's the line drive.
The turbo. That's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to knock the cups down. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
that's a strategy too. I guess. What are you aiming for? The post. I want to knock it in. Right.
You know who is available though? Jake Moody.
No.
The Niners.
He was a Niners kicker. Yeah.
He's a young kicker. He was good. He struggled recently. I think a change of scenery. I think he could be our guy.
It's a pretty good pull. That might not be terrible.
Is he better?
That's worth the competition.
It's worth the competition.
There you go.
I think that's fair. That's fair. That's fair to say. So look, this is I don't want to talk about the Packers every single week, but because Andy came out of the gate red hot last week, I'm going to make you eat it a little bit. The Packers, I want you to say what happened. Who did the Packers lose to on Sunday, Andy? Can you remind me?
Look, I'm not a Packers fan. Okay,
I think you are.
Packers fan.
I think you're a big Jordan Love apologist also. But can you tell me what team
from the very beginning? I just wanted you guys to say the Packers are not as bad as you all thought they were. That's it.
Okay.
But what was the second line that Joe and I would say with that statement?
They're awful. They're terrible.
No, they are. Who did we pin all on why we didn't believe in the Packers?
What?
Who got all
Jordan
the
Love.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Can you
That's
tell me
exactly what happened on Sunday?
I didn't catch the highlights. Can someone just remind me, like, what did the Packers do on Sunday? Can anyone fill me in?
They struggled with the Browns and
struggled,
they barely lost. Okay. Take it easy on them.
You define barely. Okay, what's barely losing?
3-0. That game was 3-0.
How many
halfway into the third?
Hold on. 20. How many points do you get for barely losing?
None.
So they lost to whom?
The Browns.
Old man Flacco.
You know as well as I do, right? Any given Sunday, it can happen. They did not look prepared at all for this team. I don't know if it was a bad matchup for them.
So you're saying they treated it like a trap game?
1,000%. I think they phoned it in and they're like,
listen,
look, you have Russell Wilson throwing 5,000 yards one game and then coming in the next week and throwing 60 yards, right? Like any given Sunday, like Tony's saying, Cleveland has a pretty decent defense. They held Joe Burrow in Cincinnati to 17 or 16. They could have easily won that game. I'm not saying their offense is great. The Packers offense stunk that game, but give the Browns some credit. Their defense has always been tough. Myles Garrett and that line, they always rush and put pressure.
Yes.
Jordan Love stunk. Yes, I get it. Jordan Love stunk. It is what it is. They lost the game.
Yeah, but the whole point
Love.
Not just Love, but the whole point.
You go ahead, FP.
The weak link is Love. That's the
point. You live and die by your quarterback. I mean, that's pretty normal. Yeah, sure.
No, but you can't be the Cinderella story of the NFC and
he's no selling
and pushing for the Lions and doing all of this stuff, and then your weakest link be
Josh
Jordan
Jacobs
Love.
Is awesome, but he only got 30 yards. Jordan Love's
hold on a second. So Jordan Love did not perform well one game, right? Like, what are we really saying right now? Like, did the defense really scheme for him really well? Did they pressure him really well?
What I'm saying
what are
is
we actually saying?
You can't be a contender when you lose to the Browns. It's that simple. Don't come at me last week because they beat the Commanders by one possession with 4 minutes left in the game, and they couldn't do shit against the Browns all game long. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't run the ball. Everybody looked like they were on vacation. Year
after year after year, the Ravens are contenders, right? Do they win 17 games? No.
No one does.
I have some thoughts about
the Ravens are 1-2 this year, and I guarantee you ask anybody, they're still AFC contenders.
They always start 1-2, and I'm willing to say they're not contenders. They don't belong in the top 5. You can't have Trumbo fumbling every 2 minutes, and everybody's like, oh, he's the best. You can't hold on to the ball. He's getting it. We'll get to the Ravens in a second. The Packers were the worst team in the NFC North on Sunday. by a lot. And think about that.
That's a bold. That's a crazy statement, but it's
Am
true.
I wrong?
No,
Am I
it's
wrong?
a true statement.
Carson Wentz ran FP boy, what's his face? Kevin O'Connell's offense perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly. That
Yeah, it
defense
was
came
surprising.
out and was like, we don't care who's playing quarterback, or we don't care who we're lined up against. We're just going to create fumbles everywhere on the freaking field. The Vikings were ridiculously good. How about the Bears? None of us here are Caleb guys.
No,
He looked like an NFL quarterback.
he looked like he was the first overall draft pick.
He looked like a legit quarterback, full command of that offense. He made Ben Johnson look like a genius. I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth. And
Yeah, but
everyone's
also-
like, the Packers. The Packers couldn't get anything.
I can't
What
hold on.
Browns?
Wait, I can't let us just give Caleb credit because I hate Caleb and I hate the Bears. They did it against the Cowboys defense. It made Russell Wilson look amazing. So I think there's a bigger conversation about the Cowboys defense than there is
That's
about
fair.
the Bears.
Listen, I'm not saying, but it's the same argument. It's the same argument, just inverse of what Andy just said. Caleb went out, had full command of the offense, got whatever pass he wanted completed. DJ Moore, who hasn't spoken to his quarterback in weeks, was so happy on the sideline. It's amazing what happens when you sling a couple passes and they get caught and you convert. As good as that entire division has looked at times, like the Packers looked so bad by comparison to everyone else in their specific division. They just did. And I don't like they'll be fine. Okay, they'll win some games. I understand. And Andy, I'm poo-pooing, I'm no selling your comment on the Browns. They're legit. I mean, they are the best defense that has never really won anything because the offense is so bad ever. I don't know what stat I can quote, to show that.
Say Myles Garrett. That's all you need to say.
He is the single best defensive player in the league. And I don't think there isn't anyone really close to how he is so good at what he does that he himself can dominate a game. And look, we watched the Packers on Thursday night. The Skins couldn't get any pressure against the Packers. He was living. He was literally on top of Jordan Love the entire game. You're right. The Browns have a stellar Super Bowl caliber level defense. They can't seem to figure out anything offensively, although I think they got a good piece in that rookie running back.
I will say one thing that's kind of crazy. I don't know if the schedule makers have an actual playbook or know what they're doing, but all of the questions that we have right now are going to be answered next week because the Packers go against the Cowboys. So if they can't put up points the way Russell did and the way that Caleb did, we'll know. But then on the flip side, if the Browns go out and they can make the Lions look pedestrian.
Good word. Yep.
I mean, then maybe the Browns aren't necessarily as bad as we think the Browns are, right? Because Joe Flacco has proven very recently he can get it done, right?
Although he's looked really old this season.
He's looked really old, but he doesn't have to really do anything. He just needs to not mess up.
Well, but they need Jerry Jeudy to do a little bit more, right?
Agreed. Yeah, and they need to establish the run game a little bit more, and Njoku needs to come out and be a little bit more dominant. But it's just insane that by week 4, like every single week, the question the week prior is getting answered in a different way, right? Like the questions that we had about us,
but
the Redskins,
isn't this good for the league? There's parity. There's parity everywhere. We'll do top 5, low 5 when we get,
But there's almost no matchup anymore. There's almost no game, even like the terrible Thursday night games on the slate or whatever. There's almost no game where you can really predict what's going to happen anymore.
Well,
that's so true.
That's true.
You don't know.
Nobody knows. The Thursday ones in particular, the tired defense is such a great equalizer, I think, for the Thursday night games. Hopefully we just see good games. I think that's been the pain point for years past, right? Is that Thursday games are just generally not as competitive, not as good, not as engaging,
last Thursday's game was actually pretty entertaining.
Sure, but I mean, Cardinals?
Yeah, but who thought it was going to be?
Right? Yeah, nobody thought Bills Dolphins was going to be a good matchup. Nobody thinks Seahawks Cardinals is going to be a good matchup. But all of a sudden, that's what we're saying is like maybe Sam Darnold comes out, struggles against the Cardinals. Kyler Murray looks amazing, and they look like a playoff contender in the NFC with a kind of a soft schedule. You never know.
The Cardinals got receiver problems. I think I put this on the offline chat. Are we ready to call Harrison a bust? Because you can't keep dropping can't keep dropping passes when you're wide open.
I think the problem is the pundits and the NFL media that are doing all the mock drafts and everything. I think they're using the phrase generational talent incorrectly.
And
it's the same thing we saw with Chase Young, right? Just because you have the skill set and the physical build,
a name that hasn't been spoken on this show, and
I know, but like look at, but you can't say generational talent, and then they come out and they're just terrible, right? Like,
yep. I got a couple questions, pinned here. Well, actually, before I go into the questions, the Falcons managed 0 points. Can we just talk about them for a second? Because obviously the Skins are traveling to Atlanta. They managed 0. It's the first shutout of the season. Penix looked like extra terrible. The passes were late. He was picked off consistently. I think he had a pick 6 as well. There was a Kirk sighting late in that game as well. But they really didn't do anything. I mean, I'm worried about Bijan and what he potentially could do to the defensive line, although that front
rush defense hasn't really been an issue.
Yeah, I mean unless it's going to come down to Wags and Miller chasing him, we're going to have a problem. But I mean, is anyone going into this game concerned about the Falcons and a get right game for them at home potentially against the Commanders and Marcus Mariota? Anybody willing to say that they're concerned?
I am a little bit concerned.
Okay,
and I'm only concerned from a historical perspective where we overlook teams. As fans, I'm sure the team itself is not overlooking them, or maybe they are. And then they come out, the opposing team comes out and just has their way with us. I'm afraid that that's going to happen. I really think Penix last year, when he came in and played against us, was it last year?
Yeah.
We played Penix last year, right?
Playoff push.
Yeah.
And it was a competitive game, right?
We actually played the Falcons like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's weird.
Right, we went down there with
weird. It does
it was a lot.
They've been our non-division opponent.
Yeah,
the 2 years that we haven't faced the South. Yeah,
and then just to kind of round out my thought, right? Like again, any given Sunday, you had the Packers here, kind of toe to toe, get stunned by the Browns, right? Like let's not overlook the Falcons. They're still a football team. They still have some superstars on that team. We still need to
come on.
play right. Nope. Sorry.
I'm going to say this, right? So far this season, we have beaten the teams we're supposed to beat, right? You went out, you beat the Giants, you looked good. You held your own with the Packers, even though you looked terrible. You were in it. And then we kind of went over it quickly with the Raiders game, but all of the issues that we discussed with the Raiders game and all of the questions that we had and all of the debate we just had, in theory, the Commanders went out and they put an ass whooping on a team they're supposed to put an ass whooping on. They got a 40 burger and they did their job against the teams they're supposed to do their jobs against. What I'm saying is,
the injuries are piling up too.
The injuries are piling up. What I'm saying is, so far we have seen the Washington Commanders handle business against teams they're supposed to handle business against. And until they show me that they haven't done that, I'm not worried about the Falcons.
This would be a tough one to lose, though. I mean, the Panthers are not. The Panthers and Falcons are not great teams. The Panthers put up 30. Penix, I'm looking at his line: 18 of 36, 172, and 2 really bad interceptions. Bijan averaged 5.5 yards a carry. That's pretty good. But they were so far behind that they got away from him.
Usually, after games like that, like those players, they get into shape real quick, and they come out with a lot of effort, with a lot of heart the very next week.
I'm with you, Andy, on this one. I think if the Skins manage a 10-point or 2-touchdown lead, I think they win. Like I think that's what it comes down to, because Atlanta is not going to be able to go get points. Kirk, when he was the starter, hated throwing to his receivers. He would target Darnell Mooney. He would never look at Drake London. He would never throw it to Kyle Pitts, also a huge bust, right? And Bijan's not going to be featured if they're down 2 scores. It's not how the modern NFL works. So you got to get much faster than that. And he's not a home run hitter, although he's a home run threat. He's just not a guy who's done it yet. He's not Chumbo in Baltimore where you just keep feeding him and he's going to bust one. But if it's Kirk under center, I'm a little bit more scared, because he'll stand there like a statue and he has a tendency to pick you apart. Like he is the better of
that. But franchise will be completely chaotic. That franchise will be completely chaotic if they swap quarterbacks again. Like I think this was
but that's a franchise that's perfectly capable of being chaotic.
But Andy's right. There's no way there's no way Kirk started the game. There's no way. I don't.
But also, if Kirk does come in, what about our front seven on defense makes you think that a statue quarterback is going to have time to pick us apart? Through 3 weeks, even Jordan Love had a lot of pressure in his face when we blitzed, right? We called a bad game, but the pressure was there. The ability to get to him was there. The rush is working. And then, yeah, injuries are piling up, but we bring in Savage, who I think is going to be a great boost for Harris.
You guys are pumping Savage. Like he was on his couch 5 minutes ago, and
he was on the Jaguars. What are you talking about?
Sending me hype videos of Savage. I know. When I watched the video one time, and what was my comment? Every quarterback in this clip is not on the team anymore.
He also 1 year ago. One playoff season ago,
we've already been down this road, FP, with recast Packer. Clinton Dix. Remember when he showed up in DC? I love Sean Taylor. I can't wait to wear his number and represent. Went out and got lit up.
Listen, all I'm saying is, do you really think there's a severe drop off from Harris to Savage? No,
not from Harris. From Lattimore.
No, he is in because Harris is injured.
Is Lattimore going to play?
Yes.
Then we have a problem.
If he's not in concussion protocol, then yeah, Lattimore will be there.
Lattimore had a
he's concussion protocol.
Didn't he have a hamstring?
No, it was concussion that took him out.
Can we just keep him out?
Maybe. Is Noah that much worse than Lattimore right now? Probably not.
I mean,
Lattimore didn't really have that bad of a game.
He didn't have a bad game.
The fact that we didn't mention his name is a good thing.
Yeah, a lot of that was the pass rush. Was
some guy named Tucker.
Yeah, of course.
That wasn't on Lattimore though.
Oh my God. Okay.
That was what that was on. That was on Harris being out, and that was on Revo coming in, and that was on your safety not being where he needed to be.
We need Adam Archuleta. We need someone to control the back.
Let's go get Reed Dowdy and do hand signals.
You don't have to hear anything to play safety.
Who else got hurt? Didn't Percy Butler get hurt too?
Butler's hurt. That's why Savage is coming. That's why we brought in Savage. But then also
because two of our safeties are out.
Yeah, I mean, Quan Martin is still great. I mean,
you know who you have is Jeremy Chin, who actually
need a safety.
I miss Chin.
Turned out to be a pretty good run.
But I think Savage can play well in this defense.
I hope you're right. I just don't know why you're so excited about a guy who was literally washing.
I'm not like
he reminds me of a Swearinger guy, DJ Swearinger.
Hey, there's another Packer. There's another Packer who came to DC and kissed the ring. I love Sean Taylor. I can't wait to dominate.
But Swearinger was good. He laid the hammer down.
He was good until he ran and concussed his own guy during warmups. The point is,
whatever.
I'm not celebrating Savage. I'm saying, listen. What did the team do? Injuries happen. They went out. They got a serviceable guy that come in that has potential high side. Great. Good job. You did the same thing with Preston Smith. We're all laughing about Preston Smith. Oh, my God. Welcome back, Preston Smith, another Packer that Joe wants to talk about us. But
I never had an issue. Preston didn't leave because he stunk. He left DC because the Packers just paid him more.
Yeah. But you know what? Welcome back. And I guarantee you, he probably has some pretty good, some good amount of juice left in the tank, and maybe you get serviceable time out of him. That's all you're really looking at here. We're not going out and trying to chase the Micah Parsons and bring in game changers. We're trying to fill in gaps with around the same talent level, and that's what we're doing.
And you're right on that point, right? If Preston Smith somehow factors into that rotation on the edge alongside Miller, and keep the old guys fresh as much as you can, and trust the offense. And this is where I think Mariota has a little bit of an advantage, just a little bit, right? I don't think he's fazed by the pressure that Jaden maybe feels. Jaden's still a young quarterback, guys. I mean, in the end, he's not afraid necessarily of the competition. I know he's watching the VR stuff and it's whatever, but there's something to be gained when you're look at Atlanta. If they snap their fingers and say Kirk go in, he's not going to feel the same pressure as a young guy coming in off the bench. He's done it before. He's been doing it for a while. I think you get some of that just calm leadership out of Marcus that you don't get out of Jaden, who, as we've seen, can sometimes be a little bit too loose in the huddle, a little bit too much smiling, a little bit too lackadaisical when he's running off to the sideline. Marcus is going to tuck it and run. I mean, we saw it on Sunday. So I don't think there's nothing about the Falcons that scares me per se. But it does feel a little bit like a trap game, right? Like they're going to go in and just put up a stinker, but they should be able to win. Like they should be able to win with the.
I think they'll win, but I'm just not overlooking them. Like, still prepare for this game. You know what I mean? Like, don't just go in, play any random.
That's fair.
Focus.
That's fair. All right, I got a couple questions for you, and Andy, you go first here. Who's been more impressive through 3 games? Indiana Jones, FP's guy, or Baker Mayfield, my guy? Who's been more impressive?
More impressive and more unexpected. It's definitely the poor man's Josh Allen, Indiana Jones.
Oh my God.
That man is playing lights out. He literally is poor man's Josh Allen. He runs, he's a big dude. He can run people over. He doesn't really slide, and he's throwing bombs to these speedy receivers. Like, he is lighting it up. Baker Mayfield, kind of expected, right? Like, he's a good quarterback. He had a good year last year. He's got good weapons, good receivers. He airs it out. He knows how to win games. I'm not as impressed because I guess I kind of expected it from Baker, right? I am way more impressed because I did not expect this from poor man's Josh Allen. Yeah.
20, where do you come in on this one? DJ or a Baker?
Yeah. Oh, for sure, DJ. Like I was saying, I think a couple weeks ago, they benched him for Tommy DeVito. When you get benched for Tommy DeVito, you cannot be the starting quarterback of any team. And if you are, that team is going to struggle. But I think that has to do a lot with New York and the New York market. Like, New York is cursed. The quarterbacks that play for New York are just cursed.
Both teams.
Both teams, exactly. So, definitely. I did not expect this. I didn't think he was going to last even. I thought maybe a week or two, and then
I don't know if anybody expected this level of sauce out of a DJ, but I mean,
the guy was running on the field and just fell one time.
I remember that.
That's true.
Tackled himself.
I mean, FP. I'm assuming you're all indie here.
Listen, what Baker's doing is very impressive, and he's kind of put himself in conversation of MVP.
No,
say it again.
No,
he kind of has. I don't know. I haven't checked his numbers. I'm sure Joe can pull it up, but he's kind of starting to put himself in that conversation. But Indiana Jones, I mean, first of all, I think the bigger storyline here is everybody forgot just how good Jonathan Taylor is as a running back.
And Michael Pittman as a receiver.
And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Taylor is like the leading all.
I played against him last week in
player
fantasy.
Right now. Yeah. He's doing phenomenal. But when you have a running back that's that good, it's because your O-line is that good. And very clearly that O-line is doing great because Daniel Jones looks like he's doing great. I will say this. Right now it goes to Indiana Jones, and next week he faces the Rams. And if he can keep it up against that Rams defense that took it to the Eagles, then
you're literally taking it. That's literally
we're gonna have a great show.
It sounds like you and I have been co-hosts for 300 something episodes.
351 FP. Literally, that's what I was about to say. Like I planted this question because I'm a Baker guy. I think it's extremely impressive that the way he's come out of the gate, the way Tampa's playing with an old man Evans on one side, no Godwin on the other. Like they're rolling. And I love what they're doing in Tampa. But nobody had this for DJ, right? We're going, 4 for 4 here. It underscores how terrible Richardson is as a quarterback because they didn't change a whole lot of pieces here. They signed a free agent quarterback, plugged him into their offense, and they are a very improbable 3-0. And they have their first real test will be, in my opinion, on Sunday.
I think they passed the first real test by beating the Broncos before we. But the Broncos had issues.
That's fair too. But the Broncos are continuing to have issues. The Rams, as far as I'm concerned, like you talk about moral victories, they beat the Eagles, right? I mean, this is the second time they have gone into stupid Philadelphia and basically had a game won and lost it because of special teams, right? I mean, we got to go back to the the playoffs last year. I mean,
snow game, yeah.
They are a good team. They are well coached. Stafford doesn't get nearly enough credit for continuing to play at the level he's playing. You put in any receiver in that offense, they're gonna get 60, 70, 80 yards, 9,000, 800, 900, or 1,000 yards. Adams looks great. I mean, I love what the Rams are doing. I think they are a balanced and a very real team. They beat the Eagles they beat them until the last 10 seconds of the game, and then I guess they didn't, and the Eagles deserve credit for that. But you can't you brought MVP, and I'm going to underscore it here. Baker has to be in that conversation. He has to be in that conversation. I don't want to hear about Jalen. I don't want to hear about Lamar. It's these guys, man. It's DJ, it's Baker, it's Josh. That's your three-headed. Those are your candidates right now as far as the best playing, the best quarterback play in the league. It's not Mahomes. We're witnessing kind of a changing of the guard here, but what Indianapolis is doing is just crazy. And I have a follow-up question featuring both these teams as well. This is a crazy stat that I saw, and I turned it into a question. And 20, I'm going to toss this one to you first. What was more impressive? The Colts' first punt of the season coming halfway through the second quarter yesterday, or this ridiculous Buccaneers stat? 11 straight games they have rushed for over 100 yards and not allowed a 100-yard rusher defensively. Which one's crazier?
No, definitely the Buccaneers. That's wild. I didn't even know that was a stat. That's crazy.
Crazy stat.
11 straight games they have rushed for over 100 and not allowed a 100-yard rusher. That is nuts to me. But the Colts also not punting for 2.5 games is pretty wild too.
But that's the Bucs, from the Tom Brady team that they built 2020 till now. That has been a playoff caliber team. That has been a division winning team. That has been a stout team through and through for 5 seasons now. But that stat is insane.
It's nuts.
The more impressive stat of that is not that they were able to rush for 100 yards each game. It's that they were able to. Yeah, they haven't allowed 100-yard.
Yeah.
That is what's more impressive.
Yes,
that's insane. That's a stout.
Yeah, they're in shootouts and they're a little leaky when it comes to pass defense at times. But I'm telling you guys, the Bucs are doing something special. Both of these teams. I mean, it's a little bit too early to talk. I don't know if I want to see a Colts Buccaneers Super Bowl. Right?
I would love that.
I mean, that would be really.
I'm always down for Super Bowls they're two teams nobody expected.
Love that.
But these teams are I mean, they look pretty good. They look pretty good, and especially when you look around the league. I mean, I want to we'll do top 5, low 5 here in a second. Actually, Andy, do you have the Ravens in your top 5 still after their pathetic showing, or have they fallen out? Are they on the bubble now?
Look, they lost to a really good Lions team, but they are not in my top 5 this week.
Do you think that Chumbo has a fumbling problem? I said it 2 weeks ago. Everybody wanted my head.
Man, I didn't think he did. I thought he was the opposite. I don't remember the last time he fumbled until,
He keeps fumbling.
Yeah, he's fumbled 3 times in a row now.
Always in the fourth quarter, and then he goes to the sideline and he slams his helmet and then he falls onto the bench. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. This is the problem with the Ravens. Where was Flowers yesterday? Where was Hopkins yesterday? What was going on?
Lamar was not Lamar yesterday. And I actually, you talked about Grin Reaper with Jaden and how you hate seeing that. Lamar yesterday, every single misconnect or anything that went wrong, he's really frowning, helmet off, frustrating, bitching, moaning, complaining, not being the leader. I would take a grin and a lighthearted Jaden Daniels demeanor 10 out of 10 times over your guy looking like that on the sideline.
Well, I don't know what the Ravens do now, right? Because they have receivers that have proven they can catch the ball. They have a quarterback who, when he decides to play quarterback, is actually a serviceable, above average, pretty good quarterback. I don't think Lamar has a tremendous interest in throwing the ball consistently. And it's just very weird to say because he's a 2-time MVP. The Ravens have consistently been competitive, but just something seems off with this team. It's like there isn't I don't know. It's like they constructed a super team, but they don't use half of the stars on it. I don't fully understand what they're doing there. The offense yesterday looked very weird to me. Everything's going through Mark.
I mean, the O-line looked terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. It just wasn't.
He was pressured a lot.
Yeah, 7 sacks is ridiculous.
And the Lions, I mean, we talked about the Lions coming out week 1 and been looking a little anemic. Anybody still concerned about the Lions being a top 5, top 6 team? I mean, Andy, do you have them in your top 5? Let's do it. Let's go around and let's talk a little top 5, low 5. You go first, Andy.
I do have them in the top 5. All right. So
go 5 to 1. Go 5 to 1. What you got?
5. Ooh, okay. Can I do honorable mention first?
All right. Who's on the bubble?
No. I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go number 1 first, and then I'll do my honorable mention. Doesn't make sense.
Don't listen to the captain.
Do you?
Bills. Bills are number 1 for me. They haven't shown me anything to take them out. They're still a powerhouse. Again, you guys, the Eagles find ways to win. The Eagles find ways to win. They got dominated for 3.5 quarters, whatever, right?
Jalen stinks.
Okay.
He's not even a quarterback.
Are the Eagles okay? I asked you this question. But like I'll say that. No, I'm going to ask it now. How much of the Eagles' success is due to Jalen Hurts? Let's be honest. He's a bad quarterback. We all keep saying he's a terrible quarterback. But how much of the Eagles' success is Jalen Hurts? Let's be real.
Do we mean the tush push?
Sure, whatever. I mean, put in another quarterback. Kenny Pickett last year, right? Like the Eagles aren't the Eagles without.
I will
Jalen
answer
Hurts.
your question with a question. How many touchdowns? How many? What's the percentage of tush push touchdowns of the whole? That's the percentage.
I don't care.
Jalen's the only one. Okay, then he deserves.
I hate the Eagles, people. I'm a Redskins fan, but they find ways to win. They block field goals to win games.
You can't say that they got dominated for 3.5 quarters and they got a miraculous block.
No, but they're number 2, FP. They're
put them number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah,
I'll give you top 5, maybe.
They keep winning.
Number 2.
They keep winning. They're Super Bowl champs. They keep winning. They haven't won. They find ways to win. They're number 2.
Number 3.
Number 3, the Chargers. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. Chargers look fantastic. I have the Lions at number 4.
Welcome back, Lions.
Bucs at number 5.
Love
and
the
then
Bucs.
My honorable mention is actually the Colts.
Hey, look at the
Colts
shooting up. Where would you put the Skins? Just eyeball it. Where are the Skins based on what you saw the first 3 weeks? 10, 8, 11, 16?
I'll put them like 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put them 8. I mean, okay. I wouldn't. I put them at 8. I got Packers are still up there, and
I mean, those are your favorite teams. You love the green. I don't know what to tell
you. I don't like the Packers. I don't like the Eagles. I'm a Redskins fan. I'm literally wearing a Sean Taylor University of Miami jersey. I am a Redskins fan.
That's a great jersey. Every time you put on that jersey, I want to steal it from you.
20. Who you got? Is your top 5 any different? Do you have the Ravens at number 2?
No, the Ravens are not in my top 5. I do have the Bills. So, like Andy said, I mean, even though they struggled against the Dolphins, I'll give them a pass. That's a division rival. So, they did pull out a win. So, and next I have the Chargers. Chargers, what they beat, they've been beating the divisional opponents and handling business. So, I'll give them number 2. Number 3, I got the Lions. Welcome back to the Lions. They look great. They look like the Lions of last year. Number 4, I do have the Eagles. I will say that Andy's right. They do find ways to win, so I can't put them lower than that. They are 3-0, and I think as the year goes by, I think they're going to start playing a little bit better just because that's how they've kind of been recently. 5, I have, unfortunately, I put the Colts as number 5. Daniel Jones, that team, the running game. I mean, I can't. They are a great team, and they put up a lot of points against really good opponents. On the bubble, I mean, I'm with Andy on this one though. I do have the Buccaneers on the bubble.
I figured you really put the Niners in there.
I really want to say the Niners. I really do. But everybody's hurt on the Niners.
Yeah, they're not going to win 4 games. They're not going to win 4 games. FP, give me your top 5. Or is it any different?
a little different. I'm going more of a 1A, 1B for the top between Bills and Chargers. I think a lot of people
Chargers all the way up.
I think a lot of people are not
This guy
realizing that their 3-0 start is very impressive. And they're doing old school football, but you have a mobile, fast, sharp core. I think Justin Herbert over Allen might be the best quarterback in the league right now.
I agree.
To go 3-0 against divisions right off the bat, it's just a huge accomplishment. And this is a team that we've historically seen find ways to lose those games they should win. Now they're finding ways to win the games. And if they turned that corner, I think they're going to be a very formidable opponent for the entire league. And if Justin Herbert stays healthy, I don't see what team can really stop them. So that's a 1A, 1B type situation. Then I'm going Lions because that week 1 game, like we said, fluke. Week 1 is a lie across the entire league. They came out, they dominated. The defense looks amazing. The Ravens having the Ravens struggles, it's still impressive to get 7 sacks against Lamar. It's still impressive to take Henry out of the game or force him to fumble.
All right, who was your top?
Bills and Chargers are 1-2.
Chargers 1-2. Okay. Well, 1-1.
Reversible,
Okay.
whatever. Then you go Lions.
Okay.
Then I'm actually going Buccaneers.
Okay.
And the surprise after the Bucs, my brain says to say the Eagles, but it's not the Eagles. It is the Rams.
The Rams are I don't hate it.
The Rams, listen, the 5 to 8 power ranking is insane, right? Because the Packers are in there, the Skins are in there, the Colts are in there. It makes no sense. But 30,000-foot view, that Rams team, the defense is a monster. The running game is good. The passing attack is good, and the coaching is great. It was just heartbreak, right? But they are a strong team. They are a top 5 strong team. And then after that, pick who you want: Colts, Skins, Packers, Ravens, whatever. It's all kind of mixed in.
So I'm gonna zag here a little bit, and I'm not necessarily doing a top 5. I'm gonna give you the teams that I think I would least want to play right now as we enter week 4. So it's kind of a top 5, but it's really more of like a holistic look at the teams I wouldn't want to see if on my schedule going into this week. Chargers, far and away number 1. They are the most complete team. Herbert is playing out of his mind. They do everything well. They don't have a home field advantage, but it doesn't matter. They're well coached. They are stingy on defense. I like what the Chargers are doing. They can beat you in a low-scoring game. They can clearly go get points as well. I like the Chargers. Lions, number 2 for me. Throw out the records, throw out everything until, just the eyeball test. This team still is loaded offensively. They got 2 running backs who can take it to the house. They have 2 receivers who can take it to the house. They have a quarterback who has seen everything and continues to just have 4 and 5 touchdown games without, skipping a beat. Lions, for me, second scariest team in the league. Bucs, number 3. Defense is there. Offense is there. They don't even have their best pass catcher on the field yet. They've got a rookie who is, air quotes, disrespecting Baker by making one-handed catches. I love what the Bucs are doing, and they legit have a home field advantage too. Bucs, to me, third scariest or fourth scariest team. Sorry, third scariest. Bills after that. I love Josh Allen. Nothing else on that team scares me whatsoever. I don't think their defense is.
James Cook is pretty
Cook is serviceable. He's not a top 5 running back. There's no receiver on that squad that should scare you. They haven't had a legit 1-1 since, I don't know, you and
Prime Stephon Diggs,
Amari Cooper, maybe. I don't know, probably not. It's Diggs. Amari. So there's number, what is that? Chargers, Lions, Bucs, Bills, and then I'm really, I don't know how to go or how to do these. The Rams to me are the next best complete team. After that, I'm going Vikings. Vikings. If Wentz runs even 50% of KOC's playbook, they're not going to lose another game. That's how good they are. And look, JJ McCarthy, I know he was out. JJ McCarthy's lost 3 games in the last 10 years of his life. And he played 3 terrible quarterbacks and then still won the game that he started. There's something there. That defense looks possessed. I don't know. I don't want to see them on a schedule. Then from there, Colts and then Eagles after that. I disrespect the Eagles 100%. Saquon had 50 yards. He had 50 yards on Sunday. They won because of 2 very, very They blocked 2 kicks. Like what are we talking
Listen,
about?
You want to know why the Eagles won? Can we say it? Can we say it?
Jalen can't throw. Saquon couldn't run. And the Rams, that's a real team that they played. They got nothing.
Do we want to know why the Eagles won? Is anyone curious?
Tell me.
It was one AJ Brown matched up against
Emmanuel Forbes.
Who
was doing what in the corner of the end zone pregame? Talking trash. Yes.
So
are you talking about the push-off touchdown, or?
I'm just saying the Eagles didn't win. AJ Brown beat Emmanuel Forbes,
which he was supposed to do because Emmanuel Forbes. But but the Eagles, to me, not scary, not intimidating. Saquon will kill you, but Jalen is a below average. I'm sorry, he's a below average quarterback.
Saquon is also not playing like he did.
Yeah, well, that was his first not great game, and it came against a really good team. And I think, to me, the Rams should have won the game. Like that's that simple. It's that simple. But you guys are not believing in the Vikings. I think they absolutely offensively passed the eyeball test.
I think the Vikings had a very impressive win. Carson Wentz is going to be Carson Wentz.
He stinks.
Carson Wentz was a Super Bowl caliber quarterback less than 10 years ago.
And he
a long time ago. But if he
less than 10 years ago, so was Russell Wilson.
He's about to get Addison back. He's still got JJ on one side. He's got 2 running backs that can run the ball. They have a good offensive line. They have a very good defense. You guys are.
I think he's getting Addison back too this week.
Addison comes back this week. So I don't. There's a lot of people who dropped all their Vikings players and defenses thinking
me.
There you go.
I kept my defense.
Just eat it.
30 points, baby.
I know we're at time here. We were going to get into some other stuff about fantasy football and pickups for the week. I think Trey Benson's number 1 on pretty much everyone's list. Sorry to hear about Connor going down, but what are you going to do? And then the only thing else I wanted to talk about was WrestlePalooza, and I'm sure FP is going to give me a hard time. But is there
bottom 5?
Okay, hit me. Do you really want to talk
lightning round? Let's go. Bottom 5:
Saints, Titans, Giants, Jets, Texans.
Texans are very bad. FP's yours different.
Giants are the worst. Then the Saints. Then the Jets.
The Giants can't be worse than the Saints.
Yeah, they are. The Giants are terrible.
You don't like Russ and his red shoes? Not a red shoe guy?
No. But yeah, the Texans are hovering around bottom 5 too.
And they shouldn't be
concerning.
That bad. They should not be. Bad. CJ is really regressed at this point. Nico, they shouldn't be that bad. The other teams are bad in that.
They don't have a good O-line. Their O-line is terrible.
Well, they traded. We have the best piece of it here in DC in burgundy and gold. So you're right.
Yeah.
Tony, do you have a different list on the bottom? Who's your worst?
I got Saints, Dolphins, Titans, Jets, Patriots.
I don't know if I could put the Dolphins in bottom 5 anymore.
They had a good showing against the Bills and the Patriots too. Patriots actually, they fumble a lot. You want to talk about a team that fumbles a lot? Your boy Antonio Gibson fumbles all. He's still fumbling. He's still fumbling.
Yeah.
It is bad luck.
Andy,
thank you for keeping me honest with the low 5. Anybody want to talk about WrestlePalooza? Anybody?
I'll talk WrestlePalooza with you.
I was very disappointed in the name, and I'm very disappointed in ESPN. I will not pay additional money to watch wrestling. I needed to go back to Peacock.
If it makes you feel any better, ESPN was disappointed with that too. They're disappointed at the show. They were disappointed all around.
Yeah, but they also have like SportsCenter from WrestlePalooza. Like this is clearly a company that doesn't understand wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants SVP at WrestlePalooza. This is not the way to cover this sport. And AEW went head to head and had a better show. And your boy Cope did an awesome little Cena tribute. Did you catch that, FB or 20?
Yeah, I saw that. I know because Cena did a tribute to
5 foreign words to me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did you ever get into like the Attitude Era? Were you ever like a Rock guy or a Stone? Nothing ever.
No.
Andy, did you ever get into wrestling?
I was talking to women and playing sports outside. I did not sit in my house watching wrestling.
At some point, I bought a video game, and me and my cousin would always play, WWE, and then we would do the wrestling moves off the couch and Stone Cold Steve Austin, the beers.
The closest I got to caring about wrestling was watching Joe practice moves against everybody in any room with 4 walls. high school, college Joe was practicing moves on unwilling participants. And there was multiple holes in drywall.
I will
for like a 6-year period.
I wish Stevie. You know, R.I.P. Stevie. I wish he was here so I could tell the story and get his reaction. We literally were playing basketball outside on a basketball court. It was me and him. We were on opposite teams, and we were always matched up. And he was like lighting me up, and I was really annoyed. I kicked him and DDT'd him into the middle of the court. He sold it and everything. He was rolling around you. He sold it. He's like, I don't know what you just did, but it felt really cool. I'm like, this is why we need camcorders. Like, no one's ever gonna believe this story. Yeah, he was not happy with me. I put his head into the concrete at Freedom Hill Elementary once upon a time, just because he was wrecking me. But all right, you don't have to talk about wrestling. We don't have to talk about wrestling. Anything else? Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you're tracking right now? I know there's a big F1 weekend.
Big F1 weekend.
I'm
not going to bore you guys with it.
We're going in circles for 4 hours.
That's NASCAR. No.
When is
they're in Azerbaijan? Come on, it's cool.
It is actually cool, Joe.
Could you find it on a? Could you find
when
it
is the race?
Can I find Azerbaijan on a map?
Yes. Be honest. Yeah, there's no way.
Why do I need to find anything on a map?
I could find a region. I think I could get a region. The region.
The track is very cool. The race was phenomenal. I'm not going to bore you guys with it, but Max Verstappen is poising for a really good comeback. It's going to make for some good races.
When's the next race?
It's every day.
No, I think it's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
2 weeks between races?
Between these two races. That's a lot of travel.
Yeah, they got to do like ice bath and relax after.
You can't deny that a world circuit isn't a cool thing to have in a sport.
You know who else goes on a world circuit? Wrestlers.
Do they?
Yeah, they were in Paris 30 days ago.
Okay,
we got Cena versus Logan Paul.
They're doing Crown Jewel next in Australia.
And we got WrestleMania, the Saudi edition coming up in April.
No. It's Vegas first. The following year.
The next. Yeah. All right, boys. Anything else you want to talk about, or can we put a bow on the show? FP, you good?
2 weeks away from the best time of the year when NBA and NHL are back.
Yeah, NBA storylines are going to be kind of rough when the commissioner's actively telling people don't watch, just watch highlights. So we'll see. It's going to be hard to cover, but you guys know I have a close personal friendship with one of the active players on the Wizards team, and what I will say is there are several young players that they're excited about. So they may not win a ton of games, but they might be a whole lot of fun to watch. So hopefully that's how it plays out. 20, anything for you?
No, I just wanted to say Carson Wentz stinks. He will always stink. Don't get your hopes up.
You're rocking the Vikings purple, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
It's just some
Bucs will beat Eagles this Sunday.
I hope you're right. I think
it's possible, but it won't be because of Wentz.
That'd be a nice parlay.
No, Bucs Eagles.
Oh, Bucs. Sorry,
beating the Eagles.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be a nice parlay.
Yes.
I like that too.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Mariota over 175 yards.
I like that.
I think he gets it. I think it's gonna. I hope it's high scoring. We'll see. Thanks, boys. The show is DTC Defeating the Curse. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for DTC or Defeating the Curse. You can email us at defeatingthecurse@gmail.com. You can find us on all socials at Defeat the Curse or DTC. Thank you for hanging out with us. Episode 351 in the books. We'll be back next week. Until then, we will see you later.